Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be getting into the patch updates for today. Guild War 11 is officially here. There's a new banner for Glenn, which honestly, I feel like is kind of a breath of fresh air. It looks freaking awesome. Like, the banner seems like it fits. Everything looks cool. And so today I'm going to be going through the notices. I'm actually going to be going into the guild battle at the end of this video and kind of checking out the battle just a little bit. So it will be a little bit of a longer video. Normally I would do it in two, but I've been slammed on the books recently. I actually got reached out to by Nami from Square Enix, and they are going to be sending me something that has to do with Ever Crisis Academy. So we'll see if it can even get to where I live in Peru, guys. It's definitely not going to be easy, I would say. Our last place didn't have an address, so we'll see. But that's pretty cool. All right, so that being said, let's get into it. All right, so today is May 21st. All right, here we go. And this is something that was already known regarding the Aerith Gear 7 Thai Team Cetra uniform. Their names are always so long, I swear. So apparently in the live stream, the stats on the costume were different, and so they have changed it now to better represent that. It's actually even better than it was. So it's going to retain the HP plus also have physical magic defense, which is awesome, don't get me wrong. I still don't think, you know, a DPS costume for Aerith is super exciting, but, you know, it is what it is. Alright, regarding the return of certain used Mako gems. Interesting. We are planning to expand the ways to obtain previously featured ultimate weapons and their corresponding Mako gems that have appeared in past draw events. Finally! My gosh. Considering that we had not previously clarified the availability of Mako gems for weapons after their featured periods, and to ensure that players who have already used Mako gems to exchange for non-ultimate weapons are not disadvantaged, we will be returning the Mako gems that were used in such exchanges. Therefore, we recommend that players who still possessed unused Mako gems exchange them for various items within the designated period. Okay, hold on. Let me wrap my head around this. Considering that we had not previously clarified the availability of Mako gems for weapons to ensure the players who've already used Mako gems are not disadvantaged, we'd be returning Mako gems. So we're getting all the Mako gems back that we spent. All types of Mako gems used to exchange for items exclude ultimate weapons within the designated period. Okay. This is so... The way they write this is so confusing sometimes. I literally have no idea what they're trying to say right here. We're going to get these things back. Mako gems eligible for return, but they exclude the ultimate weapons within the designated period. It looks like all of them. Either way, hopefully we get some more information. Returns are planned to begin being distributed sequentially from approximately May 28th, 7 p.m. PDT. I guess they're going to give you back Mako gems that you previously spent, but not on ultimate weapons. I'm not really sure, guys. Maybe it's just going straight over my head. I don't know what it is, but I don't understand what they're trying to say right here. So if you guys do understand this, please share this. So, because I'm sure I'm not the only one who is confused regarding the return of certain used Mako gems. All right, guild ranking, guild battle, number 11 on now. Let's go. The absolutely best aspect of the game. So fun. I always have a blast with my guild. It is just so fun. Alright, so May 21st, that's today. Alright, the period will go until May 27th at 5:59 p.m. PDT. The tallying period will be from the 27th to the 28th. It does look like that it is ending at the normal time. Okay, so that was just that 1 week that it was ending at the key reset. I think that helps guilds, so I think that's a good thing to see as well. Alright, here we go. Let's go down. Is there any more stuff? Not any more information. Alright, we'll check out the guild war when we get to it. The Critical Threat Reawakened Blitzrad Hunt update is here. Alright, here we go. So I'm guessing the Crash is now officially out for Blitzrad, which is honestly one that I'm pretty psyched on. It does not show the time period here. Oh no, it's just the Reawakened Critical Threat. It's not the Crash yet. Okay, so it's just the gold ticket addition to it. I guess the crash will come next week. I know they changed the time period for the crash, which I think is great. I don't think crash happening during Guild War, good idea. So I hope it does get changed. Regarding the addition of a new effect. All right, the new effect HP gain has been added, as we will soon see on Glenn's new awesome banner. New effect, HP gain. During this buff effect, each time caster attacks an enemy with a ultimate command ability, caster recovers a specific percentage of maximum HP. Interesting. So it's like a blood absorb or something like that, you know? So every time they attack, they're going to recover a small percentage of HP. It depends how much, what this percentage can actually hit. I'm interested to see that. During this buff effect, each time a caster attack... Okay, we already read that. Alright, well that's actually pretty cool. So I'm super excited to check out this banner and see what's going on. Alright, so here it is. Glenn and Angeal. New weapon feature draw on now. Let's freaking go. Like, that hammer just looks super sick. Glenn looks super cool. The sword for Angeal looks cool. Alright, we're going to scroll down. Here we have the Pirate's Glaive. 4 ATB cost, Hurricane Strike, inflicts up to 800% physical non-elemental damage upon all enemies, plus grants caster Provoke and Veil equal to 10% of the caster's maximum HP, and grants all allies HP gain. Alright, so the weapon doesn't really do anything other than give HP gain. It does have Provoke and Veil for sure. I get that, but I mean that, like, it doesn't serve another purpose, right? So, like, if there was an Imperil on it, like if there was a Water Imperil or something like that, and then you got the HP gain on the side, now I really feel like it depends, like, how good actually is this, because are you really going to be able to give up this weapon slot, you know, for anything? It seems like a kind of luxury item just from first glance. Alright, let's go to the Mithril Saber. Command ability, 4 ATB cost, Geyser Eruption, inflicts up to 580% magic water damage upon all enemies, and grants water resist down when caster is in a buff state, plus grants caster Provoke. So they're finally putting Provoke on these weapons, which they absolutely needed. I think that it's like, this is going to be a main thing. On tanking weapons in the future, Provoke is basically always going to be there. The fact that this has Provoke and Veil on it, and grant that, I mean, pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm super excited because I feel like the banners are finally, like, this looks like a banner that I've been, like, kind of waiting for. Like, it falls into, like, exactly what the classes are. It looks super sick. Like, I'm loving the, like, fantasy Viking aspect of it. So really, really excited. All right, so here we have Pirate Captain. Looks way more like a Viking. And I know, guys, I know that a Viking is basically like a pirate, right? But there's a reason we say Viking and pirate. And if I'm looking at this, I'm gonna say Viking, right? He looks badass. So first, our ability, Reprieve, absolutely fantastic on a tank. Upon receiving lethal damage, 1 HP will remain, invincible buff is granted, and a small amount of HP is recovered. And then we have Pirate Pauldrons, boosts HP, also boosts physical and magic defense, and I'm pretty sure his weapon also boosts physical magic defense. So, like, Glenn is about to be insanely tanky, guys. This is a very, very good costume. I like this costume because it is very good all around, right? It has Reprieve, HP, physical, magic, defense. It's like, this can be used for Glenn in probably almost any tanking situation. So it's one of those, like, you know, get 2 birds with 1 stone, except I think it's like more like 4 birds. So pretty freaking cool. Super psyched on that. Question is, do we spend crystals? Now it's like, we're getting to the point where we really need to start saving for the collaboration in August and the 2-year anniversary in September. It's going to be absolutely nuts, guys. All right, so here we have the Ogre Killer. All right, we've already seen that. And then here's the wallpaper, Pirate Captain. I mean, guys, he looks so freaking cool. Let's be real. That is like a 10 out of 10 costume. Well done, Applebot. And then here we have something unexpected. Beginners returning Limit Break draw. Okay, interesting. As of May 21st, the Beginners Returning Limit Break draws on now to help new players, finally, who are starting to play during the event Ever Crisis Academy 7. This should have been here from the very first banner. Brawl progress more smoothly through the early stages of the game. Select limit break weapons from past events will appear. The term limit break weapon refers to 5-star limited. Alright, I wonder what weapons are on here. I'm so curious to see how this works. Alright, so some featured weapons on here are Tifa's Blue Daffodil Gloves. Absolutely insanely good weapon, especially because Tifa is so versatile as a DPS in this game. Aerith's Crimson Staff, also a fantastic weapon as well. Then we have Angeal's Tranquility, not as relevant anymore. The Bahamut Greatsword, great weapon, not as relevant anymore. And then it looks like we're just getting all of them from here. So we have the Stream Slasher, and then we have some costumes here. The Blue Daffodil Attire for Tifa, Festive Crimson Attire, Honorable Training Garb, Bahamut Garb, and Vanguard Style. Wow, that is crazy, guys. What a day. What a day. I'm so excited. And today we'll do the actual Guild War stuff in this video, so I'm pretty psyched on that. Let's take a look at the shop. Alright, so it does look like we're going back to regular stuff. Oh, here's beginners. Oh, they have a beginners thing. Alright, it does looks like a weapon voucher and 75 weapon parts for $19.99 plus 3,200 red crystals. That seems decent at first look. I'll have to compare it to some other stuff. Then we have this over here. So we have a 5-star ticket, 10-star, silver, 20 weapon parts for characters, and 50 mithril ore. Mithril ore, they are just showering people with it in the game right now. These tickets are like, I mean, you can see I have 849, so they're a dime a dozen. I'd say that the 5-star tickets are pretty much a dime a dozen. So for 1,000 crystals, I don't know, could be worth it if you have a surplus, but I'd probably wait, hold off, and see if there's something better. And then we have some other stuff here. Oh man, they actually brought these back with the weapon parcher bouts. Okay, so this one is $38.99, comes with 150. These are actually some pretty solid deals, especially for beginners, I would say. Especially if you're looking to spend a little bit on the game. That's actually pretty cool that they put that in here. And then it looks like we just have the standard shop here with Glenn and Angeal stuff. So nothing big changed right there. Alright, so let's go over to the draw. Let's take a quick look at this setup right here. We'll do our 10 draw for the day. Hopefully we get some luck. I'm hoping to get some luck because I feel like I really want to pull for the Glenn banner. Like, it'd be nice to have something just awesome for Glenn, right? Alright, Cloud, let's go. Walking out in the Murasame garb, just right off the bat. Let's freaking go. Alright, so we did get one weapon. I will take it. It is the Serpent Eater. Alright, cool. So let's go check out this banner right here, which I'm not going to lie, I'm more psyched on this banner than, oh my god, okay. I thought it was a limit break banner for Glenn. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to take everything back and more. Alright, let's go over here. Actually, let's take a quick look at this. We'll go to the stamp card, just to take a quick glance. Oh my gosh, what a fun thing, guys. So we have guaranteed, wow, that's really cool. So guaranteed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a costume. 4 limited weapons guaranteed on the first page. Okay. And then the second page, 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's actually pretty insane. So I'm going to have to really take a second to... I'll do a review on this when I do my to pull or not to pull video for Glenn, which will drop tomorrow morning. Wow, that's fantastic. That's actually really cool to see. Alright, but more exciting than that, guys, is this right here. So let's take a look at Glenn's costume really quick. I mean, I'm not sure about this pose he's got going on. This posture thing is a tad strange. I guess it's a heavy axe. It's a pretty sick looking axe. But like, guys, let's be real. He looks freaking cool. Alright, I love the fur kind of thing going on. The like vambraces. Like, it's just a badass costume. I think it's super solid right here. Alright, and then we get physical magic defense plus 20%, HP plus 10%, and reprieve. It's like a next-gen electro armor. This thing is insane. And then we have the Pirate's Glaive right here. All right, let's just take it to, let's look at it at OB1. So we get the provoke 60 seconds, veil 6% of max, applies HP gain, range all allies, duration 30 seconds. When triggered, restores 5% of target's max HP. So if Cloud has 10,000 HP, every time he does an attack, he's going to heal 500. If he heals, if he has 20,000 HP, then he will heal 10%. So what is that? 1,000. So 1,000 per hit. That's not bad. It's definitely going to help the healing process for sure. And then this is probably going to get better at OB6 and then OB10. And we also have physical defense, magic defense right here, an X sigil break, and then at OB6 it's 6% of target's maximum HP. All right, and then at OB10 it's 8% of target's maximum HP. Interesting. Super cool weapon. 46 over 39 physical. Like, just so well done. Like, this, like, Glenn's a tank. This feels like a tanking banner. That's how I want to feel coming into these banners. I don't want to be looking at this banner and going, why does this feel like this doesn't match the class at all? And I get that, like, they should have range outside their own classes, guys. I get that. And I think that that's important. But, you know, like, it just feels good to get something that just feels and looks overall super solid, in my opinion. And then we have Angeal's weapon on here, which is somewhere. Let's take a quick look at that. All right, we'll just go to OB6. We'll go to OB1. Where's the water resist? Low to mid. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired of them doing the low to mid. Boost magic attack over water potency right here. At OB6, you get mid to high. And then at OB10, you get mid to high. Why would you ever want an Imperil that you have to cast twice? This makes no sense whatsoever. I cannot believe they did this. This is like a useless weapon, in my opinion. I mean, it's not useless entirely, but like a part of me really feels like it is. They just dropped the ball on Angeal for sure right there. All right, sweet. All right, guys. Well, that is going to conclude the first half of this video, which was the patch updates, check out the banner, do stuff like that. Now I'm going to go into the second half of the video. The second half of the video is just going to go in and check out this Guild War. For the first time, we'll build a team. We'll figure out what's going on. We'll see who we're actually fighting, which, as my friend J-Ro told me, is a rerun again of a previous boss, which I think are the Vajradaras, which would be so freaking lame considering how many bosses there are in this game that they're literally, we're at 11 in and we've already had several reruns. So, yeah, it is the Vajradara ties. What is going on? That feels so lazy on their part. They could be making these so cool. Instead, we keep fighting the same shit. Applebot, great job on Glenn. Guild War, get your shit together. Alright, so let's see what we got going on here. Alright, stage 1. Weakness water, resistance lightning. Alright, we have physical magic attack down is blocked, but other than that, we're good. Uses many physical attacks, unleashes a powerful linked attack with Vajradara Iga, counters with Gash, and inflicts physical defense down. Greatly increases own physical attack, physical defense, and magic defense with Wrathful. Provoke is useful to protect allies as the enemy focuses on a single target. Interesting. So it does look like Glenn could be, because he's a very good single target tank, but I'm not really sure. I do hope that this battle is like a bit chiller than the last one. They've been a bit over the top, I think, just for like how laggy it can get in Guild War. Alright, so let's see here. It's going to be magic water. So let's figure this out. Alright, so we're obviously going to have, well, we'll put Glenn in for now, but magic water is going to be Tifa and maybe Aerith for sure, since we pulled her weapon. Alright, but we don't have an Imperil, so we just need something to Imperil at this point. I'm guessing Angeal would be the ideal choice right here, because Glenn doesn't have a water Imperil, but we could run Barret. Alright, so let's try that. Obviously, for an earlier setup, and I think that these guys are not elemental, so we'll check what we're going to do with the armor right here. Uses many physical attacks. I don't see any elemental attacks going on. So for Barret, let's go Electro Armor. And then let's just best equip and see what comes up right here. Alright, so we want the Imperil, so the Shark Slayer. This is water, I believe. Yes, it is. Let's go, and then I guess we'll just go for the Fafnir rifle, which I should probably take to OB6. I've been waiting until I actually needed it, and I've been surprised to find that it's actually been pretty solid as it is. I do not have his missing score. Unfortunately, that's so sad. Alright, let's best equip Tifa. And it didn't really come up with anything great. Alright, so let's just go. We'll put on her Arcanum. We're going to put on her bunny gloves. We're going to put on her daffodil gloves. We're going to get her all decked out. Alright, here we go. Premium Heart is equipped. We'll jump in here, put on Leviathan. And we'll deal with the materia here in a second. Alright, there we go. So we are going to need that. Oh no, we won't need the Camera, but we will need this right here. Oh no, we'll probably take the Crimson Staff. Where is that? This one right here. Alright, heal boost and cure all, so let's frickin' go. Switch this over to Premium Guard. I don't know why it always slots Aerith's original ultimate weapon when you do the best equip. And then here maybe Bahamut's robe. And then we'll just go Breath of the Earth. I like Breath of the Earth. Alright, so this is like a preliminary team right here. I'm curious how tough this dude is actually going to be. We haven't done any of the materia yet, or the sub-weapons. So let's go in here and figure some stuff out. Alright, so here we have Magic Attack. Let's go to Magic Attack. And Magic Ability, Potency, and I guess, wait, Water Potency. And then we'll just go from there and slowly fill stuff in. We'll probably take this, the Electro Cannon. Oh no, wait. Yeah, the Electro Cannon's the right one. Yep. Alright, let's go. And then we have the Torrential Thrust. We need something that's, I think, at this point, just Water Potency. So let's go to here, or Attack might be a good one as well. Alright, let's see what we got. Magic Water. These are all pretty good, but they have HP on them. Ooh, I guess I could build the Radglaive. HP. Oh, here's Magic and Water Potency right here. I could level these up a little bit too. Not too worried about it right now. Alright, and then last one right here. What do we have? I'll just stack on another Water Potency thing. So we'll go with Orthodox Raven. Let's go with that. Alright, so not the craziest setup. We actually lost Magic Attack, which is pretty crazy doing that. Alright, now we'll go here. Magic Attack, prioritize, yep. And let's just finish building Tifa, and then we'll give the battle a go. Obviously, this isn't like a refined build, guys. You know, I'm sure that you guys will remind me of that. There's always someone. But I'm just trying to get a feel for the battle itself, right? So this is just supposed to be a fun, checking it out for the first time, etc., etc. Alright, I will take this to... Might as well take it to 110. Now we have so many materials just being dropped on us, guys, which is great. Alright, sweet. Okay, so here we go. We have basically everything we need. We have physical defense. We have magic defense break, magic attack up, water attack up, exploit weakness, magic DPS, water imperil. I think we're pretty much good to go on everything. It does look like there are sigils here. So let's see what we got. That's X. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, so we got the circle right there, and we don't have a triangle. So let's go to Barret. We'll put on his circle sigil. And then we'll just throw a triangle on someone and we will be basically good to go here. Let's put one on Aerith. I'll put on a heal for her. Let's see here. Alright, well, yeah, that's why. Alright, here we go. Looking for the heal. Gonna scroll down. Just whatever the first one is, we'll take that. And then in the first slot, I'm just gonna put on some triangle sigil. Just to mess with it. Alright, we're good to go. Super preliminary build. Just to check this out. Let's see, because I remember going into the last Guild War Stage 1, and I was just like, whoa. For Stage 1, this one's really tough. So, I'm like, normally Stage 1 is like pretty much a walk in the park most of the time. So, we'll just have to see how it goes. But it is pretty exciting to check this out, especially in the same video. Alright, let's do this. Watch them just be absolutely insane. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. Alright. And we are basically good to go. Alright, feels like a Stage 1 so far. Alright, which is good. Feels good to just destroy the shit out of something. Okay, sick, let's go. First one down. Alright, minute 34 left. Here we go. Damn, Tifa just absolutely slaying it right now. And 3, 2, we'll drop the attacker tuning. Alright, and we'll just drop the summons right here. Alright, sweet. Well, that actually seemed pretty chill. I mean, I'm sure Stage 6 is its own special kind of nightmare. It usually is, right? But that was okay. And this is a preliminary team that you guys can put together if you guys have it. I'm guessing that it says a tank is going to be necessary. Sometimes it's not, even when they say that it is. It's kind of hard to say. Right now it's a tank banner, so there's a good chance that it probably is. Let's try Stage 2. Just to give it a go and just to see how it is in comparison to Stage 1, and then I think from there, oh, I didn't even change my frickin' armory. That's great. So I'm actually even stronger than that. I'm curious who actually is in the armory now that I think about it. Alright, so let's see here. Barret, let's go. Here comes their Wrathful. Alright, now I'm a little bit scared. Every time you go up a stage level, you never know like how much harder it's actually gonna be, you know? Alright, here we go. And Crimson Fluorescence. We got the Limit Break right here, or the ultimate weapon. Boom, straight into it. Let's go. Alright, looking super good so far. Alright. Alright, here comes Wrathful again. It sounds like we got our first limit break. Alright, losing the Imperil. I'm just gonna drop his ultimate weapon just for fun. man, they just keep going. Oh, it's going to be one of those mechanics where it speeds up as you go, probably. Alright, here we go. We'll go into his overspeed. Oh, let's go. There we go. Alright. Get the Imperil. Come on, Barret. Oh man, we didn't get it. Could definitely be played better, but not bad. Maybe we'll like somehow clutch it with the last minute summon right here. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's gonna be close because Tifa's hitting like 1.5 per her one hit, I think. It depends if it has the Imperil up. Oh, let's go. Alright, so those are pretty chill. So I think that they toned it down a little bit in comparison to the battles from the last Guild War, which I think is a good thing. I don't think it needs to be like, you know, over-tuned to hell for it to be fun. I think just a little bit chiller is overall funner. But yeah, that's going to basically conclude it. Let's check the armory just really quick. Alright, so let's go in here. And we'll just auto formation for points. Who do we have here? Zach and Lucia. Alright, sweet. Well, that is going to basically conclude it for this video. I know it's a little bit longer than usual. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, with the books right now, I'm editing 3 books in 6 weeks, so super slammed, so just trying to find time where I can. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.